Hey, in this video I'm going to take a look at some of the stuff I've gotten the past few days. I've picked up a bunch of random crap, and I think this stuff is going to serve me very well. Lamps galore. There's a fella who I know who sold me some things before, and we've done some business in the past, and he calls me up and asks me if I want to buy a bunch of stuff. He's cleaning out his workspace, and he shows up with like a truckload of stuff. I've got so many of these switches. I've already put up a bunch of these. I guess I'll, just for the sake of thoroughness, I'll go through some of it here. But I don't think I'll ever have to buy another lamp holder, or lamp for that matter. Got a bunch of this kind of stuff. There's a fuse holder, another lamp holder, a bunch of pots. And going through this is like Christmas. I'm sure some of you amp guys can empathize. You already probably know what we're looking at here. This is just most of these are empty, but we do have some in here. Orange drops, sprays. In there. A little BB King pin I thought was kind of cool. But can always use these little organizers if nothing else. I open up one drawer and yeah, resistance box so that you can test different resistors in circuit. You don't have to grab out a bunch of resistors. You just stick your leads in here and clip your probes on, and you can change your resistance, which is very cool. And also have the capacitor equivalent. So that's pretty cool. Also, we had, let's see here, what else we got? What other random crap we bought here? These are disc caps. This whole thing is full of them. They're all pretty much sorted, more or less. These little things. Very cool sorting tray here. It's got everything laid out for you so you don't have to search around for the caps you need. That's always a pain in the butt if you don't have your crap organized. But let's see here. A bunch of more caps down in here. Just everything's got labeled. I also won a bunch of crap at an auction the other day. An old gentleman was, I guess, retiring from servicing radios. It was kind of his hobby, it looked like, and he was selling all this stuff, or his family was. I think he was too old to carry on, which is kind of sad when you see something like that. But it's always a smorgasbord for guys like me who do this stuff. A bunch more miniature lamps. I'll have a bunch of those for probably enough for the rest of my life in here. There's more of them. This is all the stuff that you guys know, you amp guys. This is crap that we will use somewhere. Caps galore. Some of these caps might be out of date, but a lot of them look brand new and probably are fine. The electrolytics. Yeah, most of these I probably wouldn't have any qualms about putting in a small amp of some kind. As long as the specs are right. Because I've got so many of them. If I have to replace them again, so what? Littler caps there. I mean, this is full of the lower caps. So that's those. Let's look at these drawers. I also got these drawers, which are kind of cool. These filing cabinets. Let's move some things so we can get in here. It's dusty as hell, but I guess I bought the dust too at a discount. Tubes. And not just, you know, TV random crappy tubes. I mean, these are AX7s, AT7s. There's a 5U4. There's some 7591s, 2 pairs of those. There's another 5U4. These are, what are these back here? 6AQ5s and 8s. There is a 6V6, another 6V6, and this little towel. I mean, 12AX, 12AT, 12AU, 12AV6, which those are good for little series filament amps. You find those in there a lot. And for as far as 12 volt pentodes, those are the most powerful ones. So the AV6. That is a, what's this right here? I mean, you probably already know or can guess. Let's see. That is an RCA 6L6G, big glass bottle, Coke bottle. Here's another 6L6 in here. Let's see what that is. Haven't even opened this one. It's probably one of the glass bottle ones, I would guess. The bigger ones. Let's see. Nope. Oh, no. That's the metal one. That's the early one. That's a Jan too. That's Joint Army Navy. So that would have been a bit of a higher quality one. But if you're restoring something like a very, very old amplifier, you know, that came with these originally, that might be cool. So there's that. Let's see what's in this next drawer. Bunch of solder. Bunch of solder. I know, I think the English and the Canadians actually say the L in solder. Us Americans, we Americans don't say the L very often, if at all. We say solder. There's a 6L6 GE 6L6. Nice tube. Joint Army Navy 6L6 GB, that's the glass bottle. 6L6, that's before the GC. Big tongue soles boxes. These are 6L6 GBs as well. New in the box. New old stock. And that's what they are as well. I've had those out and checked them out. But yeah, that's tongue sole. 6L6 GB. And he just, you know, I guess he's slowing down his activities. But there's an RCA 6L6 GC. I mean, you all know what those are bringing. There's a 6L6. So I'm good on 6L6s for a minute. Oh, but we already been in there. Little breadboard. Got some big resistors. Terminal strips. I mean, that's a big ass resistor right there. That sucker's longer than my hand. These would be good if you're making like dummy loads and things. Maybe. That's a 100 ohm. That sucker's huge. 100 ohm resistor. Some of these smaller ones. Clarostat. 2 ohms. That one has little mounts on the end as well. Lots of crap like this. There's another huge one. Let's see what that one has. Looks like 3 ohms. 3 ohms. Interesting value. 10 ohms. 50 watts. There's much more in here. Let's see. 5 ohms. Another strange value. That one's probably 50 watts too. A couple more down in there also, little green ones. I mean, and then look at this wire. And these are the ones that are pre-stripped on your ends. So all you gotta do is flip those off, and you got pre-stripped wire out the wazoo. I mean, that's just, there's a lot of wire in there, different colors. Very useful. Very useful. And then a bunch of those. I mean, no more searching for those ever again. I mean, I've got a bunch of them already, but geez, that's enough for a lifetime. Probably right there in that bag. Ton of it. And who wouldn't be able to use like finishing nails anyway, and little screws like these? I mean, hardware is not cheap, folks. You know that if you've had to go buy any of it. More lamps in there. Some shrink tubing. Yeah, let's check out some of the other stuff. Oh, actually, let's see. Let's take a look here. I did find one tube that was broken. Poor guy. But yeah, man, all the schematics that he's, you know, things he's done and worked on. These are always nice to have around, just so you don't have to. Like a lot of this stuff, there's a 1482, you know, so you don't have to print it out again if you're working on one. Because I like to have these schematics on hand, not just looking at my phone or looking on the computer, because it's a pain in the butt to do that. So you have to print all this stuff, and that gets expensive. Have to print all this stuff. There's a train wreck. So that's cool to have. And also, this is good for reference too if you're, you know, if you're building something out, or you're, you know, if you're kind of modifying something. If you have a bunch of schematics to kind of reference to get a feel for what, you know, like if you're looking at for instance, a dual 6L6 or 6 V6 output or something, you can just find a few different schematics with that same sort of output, and look at the, you know, look at the values of this or that, and kind of get an idea of what you might want to do with your amplifier that you're designing, or what have you. So it's good to have a bunch of different schematics around. But yeah, let's look at some more crap that I've got. Now, the oranges didn't come with all this stuff, but I do have some oranges if you guys want a baby orange. You get a bunch of wire on spools. And if you guys want any of these spools of wire, message me or something, because I've got more of this than I probably will ever use in my lifetime. Yellow, blue. There's some more yellow stuff. There's green. I mean, dude, I've got wires like everywhere. Everywhere. There's another huge, that was a huge spool of blue. There's some red, and what is this? This is, I believe this is solid core. Let's say this is focus. Stupid camera. There we go. What are you, dude? Well, I don't see where it says anything about the core, but let's look at it. I think most of this stuff is solid core. Yeah, it's too small to be rated, I believe. Well, I don't know. No, it's multi-strand. Bunch of transformers. We've got a power transformer there, a few output transformers. A few of these I don't know what exactly they are, but I can find out. Stuff like this, little leads. This might be cool because this plugs into an octal socket. So this might be good for, like, I don't know, if you wanted to make probes or something. It might be kind of cool in a way. But there's I mean, if nothing else, there's a lot of cloth wire on that. I mean, that's a long bit of cloth wire. Another extra multimeter. I've got a couple of those already, but why not? Here's an old amphenol connector. These are kind of cool to have around if you want to quickly test an old amplifier just to see if you can get signal into it and out. And they only have these plugs. So this is kind of cool to have, and it's 1/4 inch. So on the other end, or it's got an adapter. So those are cool to have around. Let's see what else. At that state auction, I got this Fisher amp. This is number 510-ST. This is dual. This is a mono dual EL84 6BQ5. Got some 12AX7s and some EC92 or 6AB4s. I'm pretty sure those are on the input. Some kind of pentode maybe or something. Not really sure. There's an AT. There's your rectifier. That'll be a cool amp. That would be a kick-ass little mono hi-fi amp. I may even just leave it as a hi-fi because that thing would sound awesome, I'm sure. There's a bunch more crap. There's a little tag. I mean, feet. You need some amp feet? Here you go. Amp feet. I got a bunch more amp feet. There's more of them. Felts. Let's see. What are those? Not even sure what that. Oh, it's like feet for something. Hardware. Let's see. More hardware. I mean, that's priceless to me. That right there. That drawer. I'll probably use crap out of that from now until I'm 80 years old. The same there. Look at that. I mean, that's little hardware too. That's off of stuff that, you know, I restore and use. So that's cool. Bigger bolts. Bunch of screws. Bunch of bolts. That sucker's heavy. I mean, that one's full to the brim. That's wood screws. Let's see. Bunch of nuts in here too. It's good to have a bunch of nuts because you never know which one will fit what. I got a bunch of these things. I bought this whole box. This actually didn't come with it. I bought this whole box for like $1 or something stupid like that. And what these are is like, these are photo. Crap, there went one of them. These are photo strobes. So what these do is they capture the light. There's a photo cell underneath this piece right here where my thumb is, and light shines down in it, and when it does, it activates a strobe. So I think what it is you set these all up around your photo studio, and when your camera flash goes off, it senses it, and all these flash also. So you hook these up in some big array, and you have a huge, you know, in your photo studio you get big flash. But I bought these for parts. I mean, because every one of these has a 3-prong cord, and look, it's like, I don't know, it's probably like 6 or 8 feet. Plus, it's got the grommet on it. Plus, we've got some electrolytics and some other things that could be used. There's a big resistor. It's a higher wattage resistor there. So I mean, lots of parts I could salvage there. This little thing, let's see, more of those higher resistors. A bunch of these things. Let's see, paper fuses. A bunch of those. I'll never use them. If you guys want them or need them, holler at me. Let's see, a bunch more tubes. This thing's full of tubes, pretty much all the way down. Bunch of tubes. Let's see, over here got random crap. It looks like some probes, stuff in there, ball bearings. I don't know what I'm gonna do with ball bearings. I don't work on radios, but I mean, you know, there's more lights, bulbs, and I got a ton of these too. Ton of lights now. Again, more than I'll probably ever use. see. What else in here? Just weird random crap in there. Who knows? More weird random crap. That's some kind of chain. See? I mean, somebody who restores radios or TVs, transistors, a bunch of those. I'm sure they're all good. They don't look like they've ever been installed in anything. They've got a ton of transistors. So that's cool. More transistors. Looks like there's some germaniums in there and stuff too to make some pedals. Okay, let's see. Diodes. There's a Zener. Zener diodes. Bigger diodes. Silicons. Bunch of diodes. That's all diodes. Yeah, let's check out some more crap. Oh, actually, here, got one more thing. Here's a second Fisher amplifier. This one I'll probably make it to a guitar amp. This one's dual EL84 also. 112AX7 and a 6C A4. So this probably would be a pretty cool little guitar amp. Might not be very loud though with just the 112AX7. But I might be able to do like a single stage into a cathodine phase inverter, and might be okay. An extra tube would have been ideal, but that might still be pretty cool guitar amp. But yeah, let's look at some other crap. Let's see what oh yeah, these things. I don't even know what the hell these are. What are these? 40 amp interrupt. 24 at 24 volt DC, 3 position with some. This is some kind of huge switch. 40 amps, continuous. I mean, this is like something for a meter panel on a power rack. What is that? This is like a freaking substation or something. I mean, this is. What is that? Cool. I mean, I'm not an electrician, but this is like somebody out there is probably gonna need some of these. And here's a bunch of them if you need some. Here they are. Got that little record player back there. That's a little RCA. This thing has got a series filament amp in it with the speaker and everything. I only picked it up at the auction because this dude had so many different things, and you know there was no way that all the stuff was going to bring top dollar, and I just bid on a few little things, and ended up winning a couple things almost by accident, because I mean I really don't need or want this thing, but it's like it was so cheap. It's like, okay, you bought it that cheap. So I brought it home, and there it is. I'll either service it and play 45s on it, which I don't have any 45s, or I'll make it where I can plug in a guitar and make it kind of a dual purpose little thing. So that might be cool. Got this Gibson Skylark, which is going to need some service. We'll make another video about that one. I got a little magnetone over there that needs a service. We'll make another video about that one. Let's look at some other stuff. Hey, just curious if anybody knows what this thing could be used for. This is a FOTO recorder, model 50, made by Richmond Enterprises. Patent number 6354301, and there's a 350 beneath that. I don't know if that's part of the patent number or not. I don't think so, but it's a strobe is what it is. But the interesting thing about this strobe is that there is a photocell resistor down there, and when you see, I'm actually putting it in the shadow now. Now it's in the light. Now it's in the shadow of my camera, and this thing flashes whenever you remove light from the photoresistor, which is just strange. I mean, I'm not sure what application this would be for. See, I can use a flashlight to make it go consistently, but it's almost as if something else has to be flashing in order to kick this one off, which is weird. And it has a cable here where you can string something else into it. But I've got a whole bunch of these boards, and their strings actually don't fit together, so it's kind of a puzzle to me what the application for these things is. I don't know if it's like for emergency vehicles of some kind or what the deal is, but if someone knows, let me know. I've got another one of these big sorter things full of stuff. It's like, I mean, you know, connectors. There's RCA connectors. This thing's full of stuff. There's a few more feet. There's like wire holders, retainers. There's some ends, connectors. Let's see, all kinds of crap. I got a bunch of these too. These little switchcraft. These are cool because they've got the backing on them. They've got the backings for them, and they fit together. So those would be good for like running a speaker to a you know, to a chassis. Light. There's all kinds of crap in here. Bunch more of those. Those little switchcrafts. Need more light in here. Sorry about the lighting. Sorry about the screeching too. Jeez. Awful screeching. Silicon rectifiers. There's a couple of those. Those are RCA. A couple of those. Silicon rectifier. IN3756. I'm sure some of you are needing that. You're like, oh man, there's my IN3756 I need. I mean, look at that. Diodes galore. Check them out. Cool. See, I won't probably need diodes for the rest of my life now. A bunch more of those. Silicon rectifiers. Diodes. A bunch more diodes in there. Check them out. Yeah, a bunch more connectors. RCA connectors. There's the jacks, 1/4 inch. So yeah, lots of, I mean, tons of pots, jacks, I mean, just everything. There's a couple actually really cool. These are cool. I've got a bunch of these in here too with this whole thing. These are very fine pots. They're like high precision pots. You can turn them. When you turn these, they go around and around several times, not just once. I mean, you can dial in very, very precise, precisely measured resistances with these. These are Bournes, but I've got a couple of different makes of these high precision pots. These are 50K. There's a couple different resistances there. Okay, so here's another one, another brand. It's a Claristat brand, but again, high precision, so you can turn these around multiple times and dial in exactly the resistance you need. Very cool. More pots. I mean, just pot city. Not sure what that little guy is. That's some kind of, that's a switch. Is that a, no, that's a, no, it is a lock. I thought for a second it had a switch, but no, that's a part of a lock. Just weird crap in this. Fuses, I can always use fuses. Fuse holders. Let's see. More fuses. I need to get in here and sort all these fuses. I mean, that's just like money in the bank. A bunch of fuses. You can always use those. I'll have to figure out what. That's good. There we go. More fuses there. More fuses. There's some bolts. More fuse holders. Fuses. Fuse holders there. Yeah, see, I'll use the hell out of all those probably. Different builds. Don't know about those so much. Probably won't use those very much, but yeah, but you know, mount them inside of a circuit. Good fuse holder. Let's see. Yeah, lots of crap. Also got a shit ton. I think I mentioned before. I got a shit ton of switches and stuff. I mean, here's just a few of the switches. A few of the knobs, tons of knobs as well. And I actually spent quite a long time the other day just sorting all the knobs because there were so many. So I've got them all sorted into little bags and things. Some of these parts, but yeah. See all the lights, all these little neon lights. These are pretty cool. These are like the kinds that came on late 60s Valcos. If you push these in, the light comes on. At least I think. Well, no, maybe not. So the square types, lots of lights. And this is like the windfall find of the century here for me. Probably last me the rest of my life. Most of this stuff, I'll struggle to use it all. I mean, pots out the wazoo. Stuff like this. I mean, these were new. I mean, so lots of pots. These are new. And they were just in here with all this stuff. There's a nice F&T cap. It's just random stuff. Let's see, a bunch of flat nylon washers, and if you had to go buy all this stuff separately, it would cost you, I mean, who knows how many hundreds of dollars you'd spend. A bunch of grommets, these rubber grommets. Those when you put like power cords in, you need one of those every time. So I'll use the hell out of those. These are good for like grounding things inside of an amp. Like if you're putting a 3-prong cord on, you grab one of these guys and tack it in there somewhere and ground your 3rd prong. Some alpha pots, brand new, 500K, I believe. But that's just, I mean, that's one bag. We got several bags. I got several soldering irons. Got a bunch of probes. There's a bunch of nice probes and stuff in here. Let's see what else. Oh yeah. I need that. Actually, I'm gonna need that for the restoration. I'll leave that out. Let's see. I actually need 2 of those if I can find another one. Nice case handle there. Another nice handle. Let's see what these are. Feet. Rubber feet. Different sizes. A bunch of different ones. A couple more handles in there. Some brass handles. Let's see. I mean, you know, pots. Like I said, there's a lot of pots. And there's a lot of them in there. A lot of these have the switches on the pots. So they're the pots with switches attached on the back. Tons of those. Let's see, a bunch of different ends right there. The things. XLR ends, so forth in there. Sorry about the lighting. Look at that. I mean, switches galore. And this is just the tip of the iceberg for the switches. I've got a whole drawer full of switches just like this. So that's kind of the benefit of trying to get some of this stuff at an auction, or if you can find somebody closing down shop or something, you know. But yeah, that, you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg, like I said, for some of the stuff that I got in this latest windfall. I did mention some of the knobs, and here I have those put away. But yeah, I mean, a whole box of knobs. I spent quite a while the other day just sorting these all. I mean, these are from radios, like old Bakelite ones. Some of them are from amplifiers. Some of them are Fender style. Some of them are Gibson style. Some of them are RCA style. I think this one is. Just, I mean, this is the kind of crap that's just priceless to have sitting around. That style right there is used a lot in all kinds of stuff. Those are Bakelite, old Valcos use them. Those are good for a lot of things. But, I mean, just Knob City, I mean, you can see a whole box of knobs. So, yeah, you know, if you can find somebody selling some stuff in a big lot, it can usually pay off. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future, and y'all have a good one.